Hey everybody, how y'all doing? This is Fred from MB Klein's ModelTrainStuff.com. Today I'm going to give you a tip on how to model an abandoned track. Abandoned railroads can be found across the country, whether closed due to low usage, economic downturn, or just for rerouting. Many people are fascinated with their existence. Their dilapidated infrastructure and antique equipment become a haunting reminder of a different time and offer a scenic attraction unlike any other. This is Microengineering Code 70 rail. Now, what I've been doing up to this point is I've cut some ties out, and you can cut the bottom plastic tie, hooking the ties together, which you can snip with a pair of rail nippers. We tend to like the Zuron rail nippers, and what you could do at that point is then you can angle these ties a little bit so they look a little out of place. You can move around, you can change the spacing. The other thing that you could do is you can take and nip off the ends of the ties in random places. So you get a piece of track that looks pretty worn and used, well used. And so what we're going to do now is we've already got the roadbed in, and we have a diamond crossing our main lines here. We have a 3-track main line. And so what we're going to do is we're going to, I use clear silicone caulk, and just coat the bottom of the rail here a little bit. You just put a little bead of caulk on the bottom of the rail, or ties I should say. Now we're going to take this track and we're going to lay it in place. It's already been pre-bent so that we can have it fit in place, and then all you need to do is press it into place. So I also use T-pins to hold things in place while the caulk is drying. So in this case we're going to hold the track down in this location just by putting the T-pins in, and as we go around we're just going to add those in various locations along the rail. And this time tomorrow, or actually tomorrow morning when I come back, this track will be fully dry and in place. Okay, so what once we have the track in place here, even before the caulk dries, if you wish, you can come back with Tester's rust color marker and just run it along the edge of the rail, just back and forth, and it's going to hit the top of the ties a little bit and the tie plates, and you're going to see the rust color on there. It actually looks pretty good when you do that, and we're going to come back and weather the ties in a little bit anyway. So I'm actually going to make sure that I do have the top of the rail weathered. In this case, I'm going to right across the top. Hopefully you can see that the ties, that the rails look much smaller now that we've weathered them. Well, there we go to this point. We need to let this dry overnight, and then we can come back and detail the track from here, making it look, you know, even more well used. I'm going to use some glue all, Elmer's glue all. You can use any manufacturers, and I'm just going to put a bead of that, make full strength along this edge here, all the way back. On both sides. We're going to do something with the backdrop too in the future. Right now it's just painted blue. And you can get these brushes for like 59 cents. This is a 1-inch. And I just spread the glue out along the rails. You don't have to worry about in the middle right now because we'll glue that down later with a different technique. Just want to cover this so that when we put the ground material in, it has something to adhere to. And I found that full strength, at least with your base coat, is your best deal. So once again, you stick that in your cup of water, and I'm going to use highball dirt here, real dirt from them. It's a neat product. You could probably we've used it on several places on the land. I just make a small little hole in the bag and just sprinkle it on on the outside, and then also you put some in the middle between the ties, because we want that to kind of show that the tracks, the dirt's working its way up through the old ballast. Just take your hand and brush it off the top of the ties. It actually helps to weather the ties a little bit too. This is just to get it started on the base. So you see it's already starting to come around pretty well. Now I'm also going to use green blended turf from Woodland Scenics. It's a good blend, good starting point for your base. It works really well. And what I'll do is I'll put it in the cap. It's just made easier to control that way, and then you can use your fingers just to sprinkle it on. We'll come back and fix this later with scenic cement. But what I want to do now is just spread some of this grass along here. Highball makes really good product for ballast. Woodland Scenics does, a couple other manufacturers have it too. This is actual stone, and we found that this stuff stays in place very well once you put the go to put the glue on. It doesn't float away like some of the other products. So once again, I've just put a small tear in the side of the bag. I don't know if you can see that. And then I'm just going to come along, and this is cinders. So what I'm going to do is just kind of spread it in the middle. I don't want to ballast this perfectly. I just want the ballast, a hint of ballast in there. Another product that I like to use is coarse turf, and this is from Woodland Scenics. This is burnt grass. It's a little heavier than your standard fine, and it works really well for looking like weeds and stuff growing up. The burnt grass, you can put that down first or last. Actually, Woodland Scenics will actually suggest that you put this down as your last course. So I'm just going to sprinkle some of that in. It's just a slight variation in the color, but you can see it. So we'll sprinkle a little bit more of that in. And once we get that in, I'm going to come back. I have a couple of JTT trees. These are real small. I just want to show that these are going to be growing up between the rails. So I'm just going to take a drill and punch a hole in between the rails, just enough that I can push the tree into it. You don't have to, the hole should fit, this should fit right in there. And place that. I got another one to put in there, just a little bit of variation of area. Put that right up next to the ties. So, and then what you can do, once you've got all that in place, Woodland Scenics makes a scenic sprayer. You can also use water and about a 50%, no, I'd say about 75% water, 25% white glue, and a drop of dishwashing detergent to make a glue mix also. But this is just convenient to have because it's already mixed, it's ready to go. The spray bottle is really handy, and all you're going to come back is just overspray, and you want to soak the area down pretty well. And everything, when you come back the next day, everything will be fixed in place. You can come back later and add detail more. You can put ties laying around the sides of the tracks, which, you know, we can do. But there is an abandoned track. So I hope this has been of some use to you, and look forward to more quick tips in the future. So have a great day. See you.